Hi, today we're with Janice Kapp. She's a health, life, and disability insurance agent. She has over 25 years of experience in HR and HR benefits and 8 years as an insurance agent.
Yes.
Hi, Janice.
Hi, how are you?
Today she is going to share a little bit of knowledge with us and give us some insights. You know, I have a quick question.
Sure.
What is disability?
So, disability insurance?
There you go.
Okay, so disability insurance is actual insurance that protects your paycheck.
I don't understand what you mean.
Okay, so basically you can purchase a policy that will give you benefits if you're unable to work due to an illness or an injury. So it's kind of, a lot of people know what workers' comp is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's similar to workers' comp, but it's a personal policy that you have on yourself that if you're unable to work, either, again, to an illness or an injury, you're going to get a percentage of your salary until you're able to return to work.
How is that different from life insurance?
So disability protects your paycheck. Life insurance kind of does that if you die, but the main purpose of life insurance is to provide a benefit to your family or your beneficiary if you pass away. And so that money can be used, life insurance can be done in a lot of different ways. Most people think, oh, if I die, I want someone to pay for my funeral. Well,
Mm-hmm.
yes, that is definitely one thing that you can do with life insurance. But there's many, many facets to that, because if you pass away and you have young children or you have a spouse, you would want them to be cared for, and they're no longer collecting your salary. So you may want to have a certain amount of life insurance in that instance. I have people that want to be able to leave a legacy, and that could be to an animal shelter, which some people do that. Some people want to leave money to their kids. They're not very wealthy, and they feel like life insurance is a way to help their kids out when they pass away. So that's how it's different, because disability will protect you while you're alive and give you a portion of your paycheck. I guess life insurance kind of gives your family your paycheck if you're not around.
So what do you think is more important, life insurance or disability insurance?
Actually, I think both. I know that seems like the normal answer, but depending where you are in your life, you know, if disability may not be a fit if you are able to save 3 to 6 months of your salary in a bank account, maybe you don't have a lot of debt, and you could get by with a short term being out of work. But if you're out of work a longer period of time, then maybe disability does make sense, because how much money can you save? Do you want to dip into all of your savings? Do you want to dip into your retirement? That's what disability is meant to do, put that in place so that you're not doing those things. You're not going broke because you broke a leg or you were in a car accident.
Huh.
But life insurance, I would argue with people too. I get young people all the time that say, oh, I don't need life insurance, I don't own anything. And I said, well, that's true. You may not own anything, but do you want your family to bear the burden of a funeral expense?
Wow.
So it varies depending on the person, and I really try to visit and get all that information and figure out what makes the most sense. You know, I don't believe in over-insuring people. You know, maybe a 21-year-old does not need $1 million life insurance policy. They probably don't own anything and have any bills, but then someone who has 4 kids and a home and a mortgage, maybe $1 million does make sense for them.
So let's switch gears. How can you help me save some money on my health insurance?
So that is really an interesting question, because there's a lot of different ways that I help people with that. So one of the first ways is evaluating the coverage that you currently have. Some people think the only options for them are to go on healthcare.gov and get a plan through there or through their employer. And some of those plans are great plans, but a lot of people spend a lot of money on health insurance and never use it. So I know you looked a little confused by that. So for instance, if you never went to the doctor and you're paying $500 a month for health insurance,
Right.
that means you're spending $6,000 a year to go once a year for a physical maybe.
I don't think I've ever added it up that way.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. What you're paying in healthcare includes your premiums. So what I do is I take a step back with people and I kind of explain that to them. Okay, your total healthcare costs include your premiums. It includes what you have to pay the doctor, any out-of-pockets, deductibles, lab work, non-covered expenses. All those things go into the equation. So if you're a very healthy person and have very low usage, then it may make sense to do something different like a private plan where you're saving a ton of money on premium. You will have some out-of-pocket expenses when you go to the doctor, but you it exceeds what you save is just far more, because you're not spending all that money that you're sending to big name insurance company that will not refund you the money if you don't use it.
So I can go to you direct for a private plan rather than go through the Affordable Care Act plans?
I have access to see all different kinds of plans, and so what that enables me is to make sure we get the right coverage for you.
Oh, wow.
I go through your health history, make sure what you've got going on, because a healthy person or someone who's had a heart attack, they need two different policies for different reasons, right? Or if you're going to have a baby, or your kids are grown, or you're almost retiring.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different choices in healthcare, and it's just figuring out what is the best fit for you and what you're most comfortable with covering yourself with.
Well, yeah, I'd rather have a healthcare plan that kind of covers where I am in life rather than something that's just kind of covers everybody.
And then the other thing that people don't realize is that just because you have health insurance, you do not necessarily have to use it. And this blows people away because they think, well, I have health insurance, it should pay for everything.
Yeah, shouldn't it?
Well, have you ever had a health insurance plan that paid 100% of everything?
No.
Right. So what you have to do is get educated on the coverage that you have so that you don't overpay. For example, I had a client that needed an MRI, and they had one of the big name insurance companies, but their copay was $900 for an MRI, right? To use their insurance. Well, there's actually a place here in town that you can go get an MRI for cash price, $500.
Oh.
So what do you think I told the client to do?
Yeah, go direct,
Go
right?
direct and just pay the $500. You just save $400. Annoying you didn't use your insurance that you're paying maybe a lot of money for.
Right.
But the whole point is I'm trying to save you money. So you can do that with lots of things. And some of the private plans actually give you reimbursement if you're a cash pay.
So you'll get paid for
Yes.
going to your doctor?
Yes.
That sounds like a deal.
I know, right? It does happen. You can actually go be a cash pay. The MRI example is one of the private plans that I offer some of my clients has a reimbursement of $500 for an MRI. So guess what I tell my clients to do?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then they pay nothing. So that's part of the strategy I utilize, is educating people on how to use whatever coverage they have and save the most money.
Well, Janice, that sounds like you can really help us out quite a bit. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed our time.